I won't be a slave.
You don't ever trust the wicked when the cards are on the table. They tell wicked lies and fables. Unable to be dropping the prophecies like Greedy. Flipping up with the scriptures like Exodus 15 and 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his man. How could you think to even add much more for? Is you lacking understanding? Because these pork chop preachers be lying us to the man. Looking money from your pockets though. But never they teach you when they reach you that the son of God's a so-called Negro. A really great afro and dark. That's what we step in to tear his life apart. Scripture after scripture, let it rip you up, you wicked. The Israelites are coming, but these are just receptive. Scholars implementing the scriptures like Solomon. Or praises to the most that he chose us now we can. Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real. What's real? It's real, that's right. Here's a little something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real. What's real? It's real, that's right. As it is written, what you been sitting inside of a simple mind of a holy nation that doesn't know that they're divine. So let us take this time to run the line on the future. Prophecy of how the devil seduced you. There's more religions than they're all pigeon dumb, but none of these religions can tell you where you truly come from. This message is for the ones they call minority in the U.S. and ghettos of under Satan's authority. The vast majority of my people don't have the true knowledge and understanding of the Bible, but they're the Jews. Just like Christ and all the prophets have a dark complexion. So any foes in the back don't have no protection. We make connection with the past with knowledge of the ever-present Bible. They help my people with their suicidal tendencies, cause they tend to be led astray. You're looking for that one trait, heading for the payday. Here's a little song about the hidden truth. Come on, somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real. What's real? It's real, that's right. Here's a little song about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real. What's real? It's real, that's right. Let it be known, niggas were like
I remember there was a time when
Brothers and sisters, welcome to another edition of The Hidden Truth. I'm your host, I'm Priest Kazakia. And once again, we have with us Priest Tahawan Mayam.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
And we have Priest, and he's going to be our reader, Priest Jeremiah.
Shalom.
Okay. Once again, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Okay. Hebrew being our language, Israelite our nationality. We've been on this show right here for about 6-7 years. You brothers and sisters watching us through YouTube. We welcome you. Okay, we welcome y'all. If you have any questions, we do have classes. We're in Houston. Okay, we do have classes. So if you have any questions, comments, you can call us, you can text us, good or bad, you know, whatever it is. We're having a little technical difficulties back there. Okay, so once again, we're live here. So, you know, the little issues we're having in this studio, forgive us for that. So if you, today's show, we're going to be talking about hatred, okay? And dealing with hatred from the world and dealing with hatred as far as being an Israelite, okay? And our focus is to teach the so-called, if we do have the sign at least, if we don't even have the sign, it just went up for me. There you go. There you go. It's right there. So if these people right here that are scattered through North, Central, and South America, throughout the world of Negro and Indian descent, you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, according to history. And our show is based on gathering these tribes together. Okay, and I'm saying that with clarity because as we get our new YouTube listeners, our Israelite brothers that watch the show, once again, and I'm going to make this clear every show, being that we're starting to put these on YouTube, we are about gathering our people together. Well, put that sign back up for me. We're about gathering these tribes together. We're about gathering our nation together, okay? And today's show is dealing with hatred and dealing with what hatred brings: confusion, chaos, negative. And we're going to go directly into the topic, okay? So once again, if y'all have any questions, comments, you can call us, you can text us live here, where we have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. With the text number, you can only text us. After the show, you can call us, okay? Because it's going here, and we're not going to answer this. We're going to answer that one during the live show. Okay, so into today's topic, we're going to go directly into the curse, and that's Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, verse, you know what? Let's go to 15, and let's go right into this topic. So, hatred. This is a big one.
And not necessarily, I'm not sure if this is where you're going, but not necessarily so far as just hatred, like where you hate another person, like being mad at them, but
right.
So far as envy.
Right, we're talking about hatred, envy,
like,
grudging.
Right.
We're talking about all these different perspectives, or, you know, because somebody would say, well, I don't hate you, brother.
Right.
Right, but, or I don't hate you, sister. But really, what does grudging go into? Right. Grudging is that deep down resentment, and that's when we look up the definition. You're going to find this word resentment for an individual.
Right.
And that goes into where that's against Christ. You start to bear that anger and that hatred towards this brother or sister. You know what I mean? And that's what we're supposed to be coming out of. And then we're talking about the hatred of the world. You got brothers and sisters that they envy the come up of their people. And when we say come up, when you put the sign up there, that these tribes envy one another, you know, because they don't understand that we're one nation. Right. So, yeah, you were going to say something?
I say even self-hatred, where people don't want to be themselves. They're uncomfortable with being
there you go.
Negroid or one of these tribes.
Exactly. They're uncomfortable. Very well put. So going into the topic, we are talking about hatred, anger, envy, that bitterness, right. You know, all those things that feed that spirit where we start thinking and being like Cain. Right. So we wanted to talk about that. Once again, we only got an hour show, so if we start to speed it up towards the end, forgive us for that. It's a live show. It's only an hour, so we're going to try to get through these scriptures. Anything else, we ask brothers and sisters to come to class. But this is a real big topic with our brothers and sisters in the streets. They hate their people. They, you know, you got sisters sit back and envy another sister, right. Talk and murmur about another sister. And they teach this in the churches a lot, you know, so, you know, even though they do it in church, right. They teach it, but at the same time, we have to understand that this applies to us as a nation. Yeah. This doesn't got anything to do with religion. This has to do with your love towards your people. And, you know, we're going to touch on the Trayvon. You're angry about Trayvon. They're angry about those situations. Right. But how do these things come about? You know, it goes down. It goes back to the hatred towards one another, right. Towards our people. What we're showing the nations, and in return, the nations don't give a damn about us. Right.
I mean, we look like hypocrites too. It's like
there you go.
You know what I mean? It's like we hate that Trayvon Martin got killed. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we go join gangs and kill ourselves anyway. You know,
right.
We kill kids younger than him every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or we hate what happened to Trayvon Martin, and we say that this is a black on white thing or something like that. But then at the same time, we won't go home, teach and raise our kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? They got to be aware that when they're walking home, they got to be watching and run away.
They got to be wise. Yeah. Like it says, be not swift to run to evil.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so many ways with the wisdom of the Most High you can avoid these situations. Right. You know, but we're not being taught these things. Our kids are not being taught these things. And when I say that as a nation, because we're not looking at it like that. We're looking at it, once again, you're not using the Bible to guide yourself. I know we're going to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, but I want to go to Ezekiel 33, verse 6 really quick. I'm sorry, Isaiah 33, verse 6.
Isaiah 33, verse 6.
Yeah, read that.
Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Right, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So what is going to keep us stable is the wisdom and knowledge. Not just any wisdom and knowledge, because they're doing this on Facebook.
Right.
You know, they're posting wise quotes from Gandhi and and Buddhism and you know,
sounds nice.
what's the new theme? The you know how they put you know, they put a picture and then they
memes or
yeah, all those things, man. They, you know, they're getting this wisdom, but it's the wisdom of the world, which the Most High said is foolishness. It's not. They're not going to the scriptures to, you know, you know, to deal with their issues, their problems, their mental issues, their mental problems. They're using these other tools. You know, I'm a Google a wise saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Most High is giving us the wisdom.
Yeah.
And if we come to this wisdom, it's going to keep us, our children, stable. It's going to keep our family stable to be able to walk in wisdom, especially during these last times. And this is what the Most High is saying. Read that again.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Right, read.
And strength of salvation.
Right, it says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of being saved. What is going to save us? Wisdom, which is the correct application of knowledge. What knowledge do you have? What knowledge our people have? Hosea 4:6 says our people destroy for the lack of knowledge. See, you know, so in that the wisdom, the scripture tells you in 1 Corinthians that the wisdom of this world is foolishness.
Right, because that's what a lot of our people are doing. They're taking the wisdom of the world and they're acting like that's, or they're taking the knowledge of the world, excuse me, and they're acting like that's wisdom. You know what I mean? They get their degree, and so you can't tell them nothing about scriptures. You know what I mean? Like, look, we're trying to drop to you the history of your people. You know what I mean? Look, these are what the European. Well, I learned about Kemet and I learned about the Egyptology in school. And okay, well, you learn to be a Moor. You know what I mean? You learn to be a Moor, and you got all this knowledge of the laws and everything of America, but you never went into the laws of your people. You never went into the laws of the Most High in Christ and went in the scriptures and said, you know what? This is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, that's what America's supposed to do. Cool. But this is what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And that's our people. It makes us look hypocritical.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
I mean? It's terrible.
And we have to come back to the wisdom of this Bible, brothers and sisters. It's not a Sunday ceremony, just exclusive. You know what I mean? Jumping around, dancing and singing. The scriptures is telling this wisdom was going to be our stable, our thing that keeps us stable, strong, fortified, and it would especially in the time when we need to be saved. You know, and that's what the salvation is. We got a text here. Was Hayden George Zimmerman's heart? Question. And it says, will he get mercy? We don't know. We don't know what was in his heart. But I know this, that his actions show forth that he had anger. He had hate. You know, but that's only for the Most High to judge. You know, because we don't know. For all we know, Trayvon could have been a thug. He could have just went buck wild for what we know. You know what I mean? But I know this. The court system, they don't let a lot of information come out for you to make a correct judgment. You see what I'm saying? That the TV is not the news is not going to put out. What was their motive behind it? Like you were saying the other day, somebody just posted on World Star Hip Hop, and it was a video about taking our attention from what really is going on in the world and using that case to hide what is really going on, and using that case to cause more confusion and chaos.
Because a lot of people don't know that while we're all paying attention to Trayvon Martin, Obama's going everywhere making countries sign this legalized gay stuff in the law. Like Uganda, when I was looking for some of these pictures earlier, Uganda will light gay people on fire in the middle of the street and beat them to death. Now, you know what I mean? Now they're having gay churches, and because you know, Obama goes over somewhere and Muammar Gaddafi don't want people to be gay in his country.
Right.
So
then another one was you have the case with the leaker, the military leaker.
Right, Snowden.
No, not Snowden. The other dude, the one that actually before Snowden that gave it to WikiLeaks. But anyway, you got all these things going on behind the scenes. So, you know, to answer your question, you know, was George Zimmerman? Was Hayden George Zimmerman's heart? We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know because we don't got the evidence. You know, the scriptures say examine first, then rebuke. Now, if we were to examine it according to what was seen, you know, what they showed us, which wasn't all the information, I would say, hell yeah, he's guilty. Hell yeah, that was hate in his heart. But once again, I don't believe that would be a fair examination, because they didn't give. They gave the information according to what they wanted to.
Right.
You know, so and it says,
what the scriptures do tell you, you'll know them by their fruits.
There you go.
What I mean?
There you go.
If a kid, right? If a kid tries to rob me for any reason, you know what I mean?
I said that the other day. I said, how could a? I said, I'm 36 years old. If a 17-year-old boy gets to beat me down, I guarantee you he will not kill me. My son is 18.
Right.
Like, if his little skinny arms, like that kid Trayvon, he could not hit harder than an old man, man.
Right.
And if he were to beat you up, unless he had a bat, a knife, or something in his hand, that's a different story. But this guy was going head to head, so-called MMA.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know.
If he had a can of Arizona iced tea, it could be used as a weapon.
Right.
You know,
could have pounded the can in his head, like, you know them by their fruit.
Right.
Exactly. And like I said at first, you know, the scriptures say, examine first, then rebuke. We would have to have all the information.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Trayvon Martin, come on now. What about the other brother that they shot? He was in one of the states that they shot.
Same state.
When he was
Florida.
When he was handcuffs. He was handcuffed in the police car,
Right.
and the cop said he got out and shot himself.
Right.
What about the brother that that was on YouTube that got running from the bus because he didn't pay his bus fare, and they shot him cold?
Right.
I mean, you want to talk about Trayvon Martin? Our people are dying daily.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yes, it is because there's hate in their heart, and there's way more than just one George Zimmerman. There's millions of George Zimmerman, because this country was built on that. But it was built on hate. Right. It was built on racism. It was built on that anger towards the black man. Right. You know what I mean? Because the Israelite man, huh?
Right, because they know our history. You know, if you can throw that sign up, they know who these people are. You know what I mean? They know that these people are the rightful rulers of the earth, that the scriptures tell you through their fall, the Gentiles got rich. The other nations got rich off of these people falling. Yeah. So the thing is, they know that, and they knew what we had, and they've always historically envied us. You know what I mean? From the inception of the people, of the race of people that founded this country. You know what I mean? From all the way back to the Bible, they've envied. Right. You know what I mean? They did. You know, when Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, to the man Israel, he envied him instantly. You know what I mean? Right. That he had all this stuff, and then he's getting this inheritance too. Right. You know what I mean? He envied that from the jump, and then all the way to now. You know, or to Herod's time. We'll take it there. Herod, they delivered him up for envy. You know, they delivered up Christ. Right. He was trying to kill Christ for envy. Right. Right. Because he didn't want to give up his kingdom. Exactly. I mean? So from that time till now, you know, just like the video I shared with you earlier. Right. You know, they're trying to cover up even Egypt. Those people were originally dark skinned. The Egyptian black man came over.
This Aryan belief, this Hitler belief that the white man is supreme, and and they're the Godhead, and it's manifest destiny that they rule over the dark races. That mentality is still in America, and it's here, and it's perpetuated through their children. Right. But could we let's get back on the topic, because we can go at this all day.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though, is that envy, that hatred in them. Right. Right. In this.
But you know, I'm gonna say this. You're gonna get the nations. How many Israelite brothers go on to online, and they talk about the so-called white man and their hatred, and how that their ways are evilish and devilish, right? There's many brothers, right. You know, and we go into that often here and there. But my point is this: is it about them? Because go to Lamentations really quick.
What I'm saying is that does spread to our people, to where we hate and envy just like the so-called white man does us. We hate and envy now our own people. Right. You know what I mean? As soon as we see them coming up, we do just like our slave masters did, and we try to tear them down.
There you go.
You know what I mean? We got the same mentality now, because we've been here so long, and the way of the wicked done seduced us, that now we think toward our people like, yeah, we as soon as they come up, they got to come down. You know what I mean? Like when you look at certain of these cases, the first one, the guy that rescued the 2 little white girls that was held captive for 10 years and all that. First one to come and mess his reputation up was his own woman.
Right.
His own dark-skinned sister that jumped out and was like, yeah, this man was this and he did this.
Yeah, he's a criminal.
Yeah, you know, he don't pay his child support.
But that's that Willie Lynch syndrome. That's what they taught us to be. You know, they stripped us. And let me go here real quick. Lamentations 2 verse 15. Read that.
Lamentations 2 verse 15.
One of my favorite scriptures. Read that.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Yeah, and this is what the nations do. They clap their hand, they look at us, they laugh at us. When they see us on these shows and talking about the 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, put the sign up. When they hear us say we're the next kings and priests of the earth, they laugh at us. They're like, you niggas can't get it together. You are not no kings. They look around in the mall. Right. They see your pants sagging to the floor. They see you high. You look like a little rat running around with 75 tattoos on your face. They look at you in gangs, like we were talking about earlier, about how there's a letter going around. Maybe it's internet made, maybe not, but that the KKK are thanking the gang members.
Yeah, they posted actually a newspaper article.
Yeah.
And said that they're thanking them for being better killers of black people than they are.
Absolutely. So when you're upset about Trayvon Martin and you want to march, what about the hatred against your own people?
Right.
This nation right here is one nation. We are one nation. And we've been divided through stupidity, through religion, through their indoctrination and philosophies, through false history. And this is what the Most High is saying, that when this nation comes back together in one mind and one spirit, because if you just look at the blacks and the Mexicans, if those tribes were to get back together and turn their back on the work of this society, we will rule this kingdom.
Right.
We can shut it down.
Right.
So, but the nations, they do what?
All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Read.
They hiss and wag their head.
Yeah, and that's what they do. They look at us and they laugh like, you, the next kings? Right. They hiss and they wag their heads. Why? Because they know, and this, I wanted to go into this scripture a little later in the show, but this is the problem with our people. And this is my message to not only the brothers and sisters that don't have the knowledge, but most of all, a lot of Israelites that do have the knowledge. We're not a gang. We're not a clique. We're not a crew. We're not this camp against this camp.
Right.
You simple-minded brothers and sisters need to stop that stupidity. This is why the nations can't see the prestige, the strength of the wisdom and knowledge, because we're still perpetuating that stupidity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, as we posting these online, you got young brothers, and it's a lot of young brothers and sisters. They're coming out of the world. I understand that. They're coming out of the world. They're coming with that young mind and that young mentality. Like, what camp are you, brother? What camp? Like, what camp? I'm an Israelite. I found out I got the knowledge. Barakatah Yahweh. Don't come and tell me about what camp I am. I'm in a camp. I want brothers and sisters coming back to Christ and coming back to the truth of our nationality. The scriptures go on and say in Romans, and we're going to go there too, that our name is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles through you. We're supposed to be gathering, uniting, letting go of that stupidity. Right. And like I said, I know it's a lot of young brothers and sisters because the elder brothers and sisters are supposed to know better. You're supposed to know better. So I know it's a lot of brothers coming off the street, coming out of gangs and understand, and from gangs, from that gang background, from a background of hatred, envying, of bitterness and negative that the world produces. But as you come into the truth, as you get this knowledge, we're supposed to let that go. You know what I mean? The tribe, you're this, like the brother that called in a few years back talking about, finally the tribe of Judah up there. It's like, brother, you're ignorant as hell. Like the tribe of Judah. This ain't about the tribe of Judah. This ain't about the tribe of Issachar. It's about one nation.
Right.
But you got young, simple-minded brothers that come off that gang stuff, drug stuff, religion stuff, and they try to throw on the Israelite apparel.
Right.
and say, oh, they're Israelite, but yet still with that old man mentality.
Right. Like,
You know, and that's...
They want all your members. And
Yeah, it's like, brother, come on, man. That's stupidity, man. We supposed to be doing this work to wake our people up. But this is why they're wagging their head. They're shaking their head at us. Read on.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughters of Jerusalem.
Read.
Saying, is this the city that the men call perfection of beauty?
Right. That's why with the nation see our shows, these KKK see our show, they look at us and say, is this the perfection of beauty?
Right.
You're talking about these, the next kings and priests of the earth, the ones on crack, dope, drugs. They don't got no unity. They hate each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is a product of their Willie Lynch teaching, which is a product of society, yes. But how long are we going to blame it on the white man?
Right.
How long more are we going to blame it on the white man and we understand the evil works of the white man. And if brothers and sisters want to call them devils, that's fine. We know they're evil, deceiving people, and their works showed forth that. That's fine. But how long are we going to keep blaming it on them and not looking at ourselves and understand we have the wisdom and knowledge of Christ. We have this higher intellect. We got to come together and unite under one mind, one spirit in that love. And that's what this is about. It says they hiss, they wag their heads. They say, is this the perfection of beauty? You the next kings and priests of the earth? Right.
Right. The girl that twerks in church.
Right. The girl that twerks in church. The young girls that's walking around with booty shorts and grandmas right there next to them.
Right.
So we got to come out of that. We got to change our ways. And that's why the scripture says, Colossians 3:9, put off the old man. You don't have to go there. Put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge, which is renewed in the spirit of our mind. And so it really upsets me when I see Israelites doing that. I'm like, brother, you got the knowledge.
Right.
Why are you talking to me like you're a gang?
Right.
It's simple. It's simple stupidity, man, that we got to let go. Go ahead, read on.
The joy of the whole earth?
Right. We're supposed to be the joy of the whole earth. So this love that all the world is looking for, the scriptures say it's going to start through us. That in Isaiah 2, the Most High said, the law shall go forth from Zion. We are going to be the example of what real love is. So we have to start. We have to start stop hating on ourselves. We got to stop hating on your skin color. You being dark skinned and dyeing your skin and dyeing your hair. You got to love that you come from a black man. Adam was black. So everybody came from a black man. So stop hating on that. You got to start realizing that just because you work at Walmart and you get $9 an hour and your brother wants to, be let go off a few pennies, let that brother go. You remember the movie Fight Club?
Right.
You know, all the rules about Fight Club. You see how much unity they had? Yeah. They worked together. They made copies, and they work as a body.
They were a network.
They were a network.
State to state, there'd be another guy there. He'll hook you up.
Not our people.
No.
All the other nations, though.
Right.
The other nations. The Chinese man come over here. They got their stuff together. What? Negro, you owe me 15 cents. Go home and get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He'll send a black man all the way back home. African man, they come over here and sit in one stinky house. And what? Unified, right?
Yep.
They unify. All these nations come over here, but there's no unity of the children of Israel.
Right.
There's no unity in us, and that's what the Most High wants. This is why they hiss and wag their head. Go ahead.
All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
And all the nations, they hiss, they wag their head. They look at us and say, there ain't no way on earth you're the true Jews.
Right.
There ain't no way on earth you're gods. You're gods? You're talking about, Jay-Z and Kanye's talking about, they're quoting the scripture where it says, you're gods.
Right.
Look at them. Look at us. You can't even get your family, your nation, the brothers. You can't even learn how. You're rapping about sleeping with your man's woman. Everything is about envy. Like, I got this, nigga, you ain't got that. So, you know what? Guess what? You better kill or sell drugs to get to where I'm at. This is ignorance. And this is what the Most High is saying, that we be not conformed to this world, but we be transformed by the renewing of our mind. And that's Romans 12:2. Go ahead.
They hiss and gnash their teeth.
Read.
They say, we have swallowed her up. Clearly, this is the day that we looked for.
And this is why this is my read that again for them. Where are we at so they can go read it?
Lamentations 2 verse 16.
Read.
All thy enemies have opened up their mouth
All
against
the nations. And now we're going to go, I want you to go to Deuteronomy after this. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. All the nations, all our enemies, they look at us. They look at you in the mall. They look at how you dress, how you can't pull up your pants and you're a grown-ass man. They look at what you talk about, sleeping with another man, your man's woman, because it's only in the black communities.
Right.
When's the last time you seen a Jewish man, a so-called Jew, or these Arabs walking around rapping about, I'm going to sleep with your woman? Yeah. Walking around talking about, nigga, I got millions, you ain't nothing because you don't got a penny.
Right.
Like, look at the symbolism in the messages that they're putting to the youth. Yeah. Just to envy and hate each other because now you're in a better condition. That's stupidity. So don't put the camera here. Don't call me and talk about, so what, you against rappers? Hell yeah, we're against rappers because if you're not rapping about some consciousness, some to uplift our people and feed our people with wisdom, then you're rapping about stupidity. Right. We know what you came out of. Everybody's a thug. Everybody's a killer. You done killed 1,000 men. You done sold 1,000 pounds. Right. We get it. No, you didn't. You sold one bag of weed. You sold one bag of weed on the corner, and now you a killer. You were scaredly and you shot somebody. And if you did do all that, you taking pride in foolishness and wickedness, which is going to be your destruction. So we got to wake up. That's not going to save us. That's not going to save us as a nation. Because you know what I see? When all these rappers, they get older, then they want to realize, damn, I done messed up.
Right. Like Ice Cube, he was looking back on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How he got paid to basically pump that gangster rap image out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, really, when I was coming up, that was all you seen, man. Everybody's trying to get a starter hat. Raiders is like, we live in Colorado. You trying to get a Raiders hat? You know what I mean? Because they all wanted to be that. They all wanted to be gangsters and killers. You know what I mean?
We're not talking about only the tribe of Judah. We're talking about all the tribes. Because when you look at our Mexican brothers and sisters, they're simple as hell too. They're simple-minded. You look at all these tribes out here, they're simple-minded. You killing your own people. Look at how many gangs. I'm from California. You know how many Mexican gangs are out there killing their own people? Killing their own people like it ain't nothing. That's why the KKK is happy. Yeah. So it's about getting ourselves together. The hatred has to stop with us. So, let's get out a few more scriptures. Go ahead, read that.
All thy enemies have opened up their mouth against thee.